Memories with my mom. Okay, this is Mother's Day, and Mom will be 95 next month, and I'll be 65 this year.
Anyway, I remember when you were born, I went to the hospital and I wasn't doing very well, but they didn't think I'd have my baby very soon because it was too early. And I finally called them in and I said, I need to go into the delivery room. And they said, oh, I think you're okay. And they checked me and they rushed me in really fast. And in no time at all, you were born.
That's good. Well, I remember when I was in about, I don't even remember for sure, sixth or seventh grade. And I think we had just taken Richard or Roger to the airport to leave on their mission. And a guy drove up and asked if I wanted to have a paper route. And so for 2 years, I had a morning paper route where I'd deliver newspapers, get up at 4:30 in the morning and go and deliver newspapers.
And you never had to be wakened up.
That's true. I
did it on your own.
Yeah. And one thing I remember is every once in a while there were milkmen that delivered milk in the morning, and I would stop and buy a quart of chocolate milk, and I think it was 37 cents. And now we don't have milkmen, and there's very few newspapers even. And the newspapers that they have aren't delivered by kids like me that used to go around and collect payment from all the customers and ride our bikes around at 4:30 in the morning.
When you had your paper route, you went to a certain spot and all of the paper boys in that area went there and the papers would be delivered to you. And there was another boy there and he was always hitting the other people and punching them and causing a problem. And you had been taught not to fight. But I said, when he does that again, tell him he better stop. And if he doesn't, you'll take over. He didn't stop. You took over. And his tooth was broken. And the fellow in charge, they complained about you. And he came to the house and he said that you'd had complaints. So I said to him, he only did what I told him to do. That boy wouldn't stop bothering the others. And he said, if you don't stop, I'll take care of you. And he did. And I'm proud of him for doing so. And if he loses his job because of that, so what? And that man agreed with me. And the other boy lost his job.
You sure that was me? I don't even remember that story.
Yes.
I remember having problems with some of the other newspaper boys where they picked on me and other things. Do you remember going to the movies when you were young?
I did. I went to the movies practically every Saturday. And at first we lived in a house that was way out on the edge of town. But even though we were just little kids, we walked together downtown to see the movie, and it cost us 10 cents. And you could go in there You could stay all day if you wanted. I had a friend that really liked, who was it that wrote about Mickey Mouse?
Oh, Walt Disney.
What?
Walt Disney.
Yeah, he really liked Walt Disney and his pictures, and he would draw them himself. So he would go to the movies and he would watch a Walt Disney show the whole day long.
Huh.
Later on, he got a job drawing cartoons for Walt Disney. I saw, what was it called? That's my problem. I can't always think of what I want to say. Anyway, the last line that was in there was, I don't give a damn.
Clark Gable.
Yeah, that's right.
That
And
was a famous movie, and that shocked everybody with that
it
language.
was very shocking. There was another movie that it was a really risque movie, and this was when I had graduated from high school, and I was in Regina working as a teacher, and so was my sister Sylvia. And we were having, it wasn't easy to handle our bills. And one day we had hardly any money left. And we said, let's just go to the show. And Sylvia picked this show that was supposed to be so risque. And we watched it. During the show, the fellow was having a bad time. He was in his bed and he was shivering. And the young woman there, the only way she could get him warmed up, she would have to get in there with him. You didn't see her get in there, but just by saying that was risque. Yeah.
They've changed a lot since then. My mom on occasion would load up the kids and take us downtown to the Fox Theater. And I remember 1968 seeing the Green Berets with John Wayne. It was a fancy theater, spectacular place to be and to see. Of course, later on, the place to go was the Cine Capri that opened up in 1966. On 24th Street in Camelback was the place to go on date nights. I think I saw Star Wars there, but it closed in 1998 with the showing of the Titanic. Okay, Mom, tell me about a milkman when you were a child.
When I was a little girl, the milkman would come every morning to bring milk, and he would set it outside your door. And he came in a horse and buggy, and the horse knew exactly where to stop each time so that he could get out and put the milk there. And if you didn't take the milk in pretty soon, the ice on the top of it would push the lid up that high off of the milk bottle. They had a cap on it that was just a cardboard covering so it could easily be up. And that really looked like something with a bottle of milk and a bunch of ice on top. When I was a kid, I always thought that I could do anything. And consequently, if there came something along, I would try to do it. And actually, I could do quite a few things that I wouldn't have discovered otherwise. When we had school meets, all the schools in the city sent their best folks to be in the meet, running and jumping and so forth. And I was fortunate enough to always be in it. And I usually won too. But one time it was a skating meet. It was a race on ice. And I was representing my school. And they had shot off some firecrackers just before this race, and they had swept them up. But unfortunately, a few of the pieces were still on the ice. And I was running ahead of everybody, and I hit one of those, and I stopped like that. I landed down on my behind and slid the whole length of the ice rink. And I certainly did not come in first that time.
What was the name of the movie?
Gone with the Wind.
That's
was the one Clark Gable was in.
We could go on forever, and we probably did. But hope you enjoyed some of these stories. Have a great day.